For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly, shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet, in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts. Malachi 4:1-3. Greetings, friends. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Shawn. Website can be found at www.scriptureandprophecy.com. That's where you go to find the archives. That's where you go to support this mission of truth. Well, we are looking to start our week with some wisdom and some encouragement. We're going to read Psalm 138 and 139 today. 139 ends with that famous verses 23 and 24 that says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting." Both of these today are a psalm of David, and then we're going to look at Proverbs chapter 3 today, which also has a famous verse in it, starting with verse 5. Most people know Proverbs 3:5, "Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding." Verse 6, "In all ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths." So some verses we all should be pretty familiar with today. Not a lot of commentary for me this morning. I just want to read these words from the scriptures, and I pray they bless you. I pray they pierce hearts and cause you to draw closer to God. Let's begin. Starting with Psalm 138 and 139, King James Bible. "I will praise thee with my whole heart. Before the gods will I sing praise unto thee. I will worship toward thy holy temple, and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name. In the day when I cried, thou answered me, and strengthened me with strength of my soul. All the kings of the earth shall praise thee, O Lord, when they hear the words of thy mouth. Yea, they shall sing in the ways of the Lord, for great is the glory of the Lord. Though the Lord be high, yet hath he respect unto the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, thou wilt revive me. Thou shalt stretch forth thy hand against the wrath of my enemies, and thy right hand shall save me. The Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Thy mercy, O Lord, endureth forever. Forsake not the works of thy own hands." Psalm 139. "O Lord, thou hast searched me and known me. Thou knowest my down sitting and my uprising. Thou understandest my thoughts afar off. Thou compassest my path, my lying down, and art acquainted with all my ways. For there is not a word in my tongue, but, lo, O Lord, thou knowest it altogether. Thou hast beset me behind and before, and laid thy hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain unto it. Whither shall I go from thy spirit? Or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend up to heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. Yea, the darkness hideth not from thee, but the night shineth as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to thee. For thou hast possessed my reins. Thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. My substance was not hid from thee when I was made in secret and curiously wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Thine eyes did see my substance, yet being unperfect, and in thy book all my members were written, which is continuance were fashioned, when as yet there was none of them. How precious also are thy thoughts unto me, O God! How great is the sum of them! If I should count them, they are more in number than the sand. When I awake, I am still with thee. Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O God. Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men. For they speak against thee wickedly, and thy enemies take thy name in vain. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And am I not grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. And that, my friends, is Psalm 139. And of course, it begins with all those verses where he's saying, first of all, I think the point that David's making in the beginning is that God is everywhere and God knows everything, right? He says, you know my down sitting and my uprising. You understand my thought afar off. Like you even know what I'm thinking. And he makes the point, no matter where I go, there you are. There is no getting away from or hiding from God. He said, if I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even night shall be a light about me, yea, the darkness hideth not from thee. Verse 7 says, where should I go from thy spirit? Where should I flee from thy presence? If I ascend into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. And then he talks about how great it is to be a creation of God. He says, for thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. David's making the observation that God knew him and had a plan for him at birth. And then we know verse 14, many of us have heard it. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. I hope those are encouraging words for you this morning. Well, let's finish our study this morning by reading Proverbs chapter 3. Verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thy heart keep my commandment. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee, bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thy heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not on thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord, and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel, and marrow to thy bones. Honor the Lord with thy substance, and with the first fruits of all thy increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is every one that retaineth her. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth, by understanding he hath established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew. My son, let not them depart from thy eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. So shall they be life unto thy soul, and grace unto thy neck. Then shalt thou walk in the way of safety, and thy foot shall not stumble. When thou liest down, thou shalt not be afraid. Yea, thou shalt lie down, and thy sleep shall be sweet. Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. For the Lord shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thy hand to do so. Say not unto thy neighbor, Go and come again, and tomorrow I will give thee, when thou hast it by thee. Devise not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. Strive not with a man without cause, if he hath done thee no harm. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, for the froward is an abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesses the habitation of the just. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but giveth grace unto the lowly. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. And that, my friends, is Proverbs chapter 3. Something that's jumping out at me is verses 25 and 26, especially given thought to the times we are living in. Let me read it again. It says, Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. So he's saying, don't be afraid when the desolation of the wicked comes. So when judgment's coming, don't be afraid of that, what you're seeing. Verse 26, For the Lord shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken. That might be a word for someone this morning. Well, that is our wisdom and encouragement to start this week. I pray in the powerful name of Jesus that you've been blessed, and I hope that this has caused you to start your week well and draw close to God. Thank you for listening. Peace and grace be with all of you. And until next time, God bless.